Hello folks, welcome to the weekend edition of the Satori Traders Precious Metals News. I looked at the mining stocks earlier today in a separate video, so we're just going to look at the broad markets. This is gold in the monthly time frame. No changes from midweek, still working on the right shoulder of that head and shoulders pattern. Here in the weekly time frame, we can see, gold's pushing up here into resistance level. Last week got repulsed, it was unable to push up through that resistance. And this is the current week just starting to trade today, which Sunday and markets are open right now. And so that's this current week that we're working on. And, we're still this is an uptrend. In my mind, this is an uptrend. It's not a decisive or strong uptrend at this point. MACD's gone flat. Energy is, pretty low. But I still maintain that we are in an uptrend at this point, although it's getting soft currently. Here we are, gold in the daily time frame, and again, we can see prices dealing with this resistance zone. We're sitting on potentially support on this, that's the third median line extension of this Andrews pitchfork. And I stick with forks longer than some people might, but in my estimation, this is still a valid, this pitchfork has identified a frequency at which price in this vehicle and in this time frame is resonating. Price is resonating at the frequency which this fork has identified, and therefore this fork will remain valid. Price will continue to interact with the median lines of this fork until it starts to vibrate at a different frequency. Anyway, so gold, potentially sitting on support, trying to push up through resistance, not having much luck right now. Silver, monthly time frame, no changes. Weekly time frame in silver, here we've got, this is the current week. We just got price opened up. Again, markets are open right now. And so here we've got another bar forming below the 40-week moving average and the lower edge of this flag pattern. So again, that's not bullish action. Downtrend in MACD, although, MACD is still in bull mode. Both indicators are still above zero, which suggests that the primary trend remains up. Divergence between MACD and price action. So that's the weekly time frame in silver. Daily, so we got this big, pullback. I've suggested that that's just the latest slap down in silver. They're trying to keep silver contained, and so they did a good job of it there. Silver is now trying to press back higher and has several layers of resistance to work through. We can see we're at this is the first median line extension of this Andrews pitchfork. It's the first median line extension of this Andrews pitchfork. We've got this horizontal support resistance zone, 20-day moving average. Anyway, we got a lot of resistance right now in silver in the daily time frame. Mining stocks, they're soft, and investors they're not participating aggressively in the mining sector right now. And of course, weakness in the metals. Equity bulls probably think that the other stocks are the place to be, that they're not interested in mining stocks right now. This is GDXJ in the daily time frame, and you can see prices just, holding its own, sideways consolidation on this support level, and MACD flat, energy in the tank. So mining stocks just not very exciting right now. This is silver mining stocks, same thing, sideways consolidation. This is the dollar in the weekly time frame. We're pushing up into the 93 level, and you can see that there's enough resistance there that the dollar is, we got a spike up to test the median line for resistance, but the close was below that level, and now this is the dollar trading today as the start of the coming week, pushing against that resistance again. So far not up into that level. In the daily time frame, we can see just sideways, a lot of range, a lot of volatility, but just a sideways consolidation, but still have, my expectation is that we're going to see the dollar push a little bit higher before we get a correction. Not any significant change in the weekly time frame. This is the 10-year note. We got to bounce off the 78% Fibonacci retracement level. Still price, or the interest rate on the note, closing below the 40-week moving average. So that's obvious significant resistance level to deal with. This is in the daily time frame. So we're still seeing this volatility. In the past week, we got this gap higher, and now we've got just bouncing, a little bit climb higher. MACD's down in the tank, oversold, not horribly oversold relative to this last low in MACD, but getting fairly oversold, certainly relative to all of 2021. You see that, MACD has not been below the zero level in 2021 until just recently. So changing behavior there in the 10-year note. Obviously changing behavior in Bitcoin. We got a big bullish gap. This is Bitcoin trading today, markets open. So we got an impulsive gap over what was resistance on the 20-day moving average. And so now we've got price pushing above, currently up above both the 50 and 200-day moving averages. Volume starting to pick up. This is bullish. We got a bullish buying last week, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. We got a spike, and then, solid buying for the rest of the week. Looks like we're getting a spike in volume today. MACD on a buy signal, energy rising sharply. So Bitcoin is certainly looking better than it has been for several weeks. But let's make note of what's driving this. And what's driving this is that Elon, and I forget who the other guy is, but the two of the people that tout cryptos are out touting cryptos. And, they're watching the charts too. They know that Bitcoin is sitting on this support level and that it's in danger, in my opinion. If Bitcoin drops through this support level, we're going all the way down here to 24.6. We're going to close this open gap. And so this was a critical support level, and just, whether it's interesting or not, just note Elon and whatever the other guy. Anyway, Elon and the other guy are out touting Bitcoin and talking it up off of this critical support level. So anyway, take Bitcoin for what it's worth. This is an article that was out on, it's out in the news flow. This is Zero Hedge, just somebody asking the question about Tether being a fraud and what would that do to the rest of the crypto space. And I don't know if it's fraudulent or not, but I find it interesting that both Tether and Binance have the same principles involved. And anyway, regulators are starting to look at Tether and the other stable coins. So we'll see. That might shake some cockroaches out from under the carpets. In the equity markets, obviously we got a big bullish move. That was Thursday. We got a bullish gap over resistance there. That's the upper median line of the Sanders pitchfork. Big wide-ranging bar that closed almost on its high. So very bullish bar there, pushed through 4,400 without any problem. And now, this was Friday, we got this doji candle up above the 4,400 level. So MACD on a buy signal, and in bull mode, energy clearly quite elevated. So equities, SPX anyway, looking quite bullish. I would expect that this trend can continue for a while. In the Dow, the Dow is just not as perky as SPX. We can see that, we did get a bullish move. We didn't get a gap, but we did get a bullish move higher. That is a bullish price bar. But all it's done again is reach this prior high. So in contrast to SPX and Nasdaq making multiple new all-time highs, the Dow is just, it's just now back at its previous high, and we'll see if it's able to push push any higher from there. Here's the Nasdaq again, looking perky. We got a series of gaps. So there's a gap. I guess we wouldn't really call that, well, it's a gap open. So, gap open, bullish bar closing almost on its high, damn near on its high. Let me look here. So the high was 15,125 and the close was 1511. So 14 points. 14 points off the high of the day. That's a bullish indication. Energy elevated, MACD not quite on a buy signal, but looks like we're about to get a new buy signal, but very overbought based on MACD. In Brent Crude, price back up, obviously resistance at the 20-day. That looks like it's 74.50 or so, 74. Anyway, dealing with resistance and the round number at 74 looks like. That is it for the charts, folks. Let's take another look at gold in the daily time frame just to see what's going on. Nothing exciting, not much reason to look at it in a 4-hour, but here it is. So 4-hour, same thing, just the long tails on these candles is bullish. This is an indication that buyers are coming in and they're pushing price higher, closing price higher in these bars. We get several of those. Now we've got this is tonight or today's session opening with some bullish indication. Again, a lower tail there, which is bullish. So that's the 4-hour time frame for gold. I'm going to stop babbling. Folks, have a fantastic week, and I will